The infinite ocean. You can add this to your self-talk, you can add it to your meditation, you can add it to your prayer. However you improve your mental, emotional, and spiritual life, this is something that I've adapted from Dr. Wayne Dyer. Many of you have read Dr. Wayne Dyer's information, books, audios, videos, meditations. He's just put out a wonderful array of material. May he rest in peace. He talked about, in one of his recordings, probably several of them, he talked about the infinite ocean. And he talked about the infinite ocean of prosperity. And he reminded us that there is an infinite ocean of prosperity. Some of us will go to that infinite ocean of prosperity with a thimble, and we'll go every once in a while and fill it up a little bit and come away from it and just say, I only have this much, and I must suffer now because I only have this much. But he said some people can take a Mack truck and back up to the infinite ocean and fill it up several times a day. You can take as much as you want out of that infinite ocean because it's infinite. And I thought, what a beautiful metaphor. What a wonderful thing. And very quickly after I heard that, thank you to Dr. Dyer, is I, in my own meditations, and I'm continuing to, I'm practicing beginner meditator, and I'm terrible, but I'm trying to get better. More on that in a moment. And I started working with that meditation and thinking, let's adapt that ocean to whatever we need at that time. So it could be the infinite ocean of peace, the infinite ocean of patience, the infinite ocean of strength and will, the infinite ocean of prosperity and wealth, the infinite ocean of health, wellness, and healing. And on it can go. Can you see? The infinite ocean of wellness. You can do a repeat on that. So let's say, I don't have time to meditate, or I'm not going to meditate. But maybe you need to do some self-talk. Or maybe in your prayers, you're going to work like this. And in your self-talk, instead of listening to the Poison on the radio when you're driving to work, you turn that off, and maybe you put on some classical music. And then you do some self-talk. And something that you need that day. I am coming from the infinite ocean of patience. Maybe you're having some difficulties with a strenuous time at work, or some intense moments with your children, or something like that, where you really know you need some patience. Well, you can imagine you're coming from that infinite ocean of patience. And if you're like I am, and you realize that we have 50 trillion cells in our body, and if you take out a cell and you break it down to the atomic level, and when you look at an atom, and this is from Dr. Joe Dispenza, by the way, when you look at an atom and you go to the nucleus has the protons and neutrons, and let's say, just from a size perspective, we'll break this down into something that we can chew into. Let's say a proton is the size of a car. The electron would be the size of a chickpea. Okay, so that gives you a little size indicator. Now remember that the proton is in the nucleus, right? And the electron cloud is where the electrons are around that atom, okay? Now the electron itself is just this chickpea. The electron cloud, using that metaphor that I'm describing to you right now, would be 57,000 square miles. So that's a lot of empty space, is the point, right? So when you start trying to comprehend all of these things, it's just flabbergasting of how intense this is. So if you're like, well, if you believe that something else out there is connected to us and enhancing us, and we have an infinite universe and so forth, some of you might call it God, some of you might call it Buddha, some of you might call it something else, the source, the force, whatever you might call it. But let's say that there's something else, and let's call that something else for the moment energy. And if we're hooking ourselves into that energy, you can spin this into the infinite ocean. You see how I took you full circle around there? So now you have this infinite ocean. Myself, I imagine myself, I'm floating in the infinite ocean. And whatever I need at that moment, strength, peace, connection, communication, love, gratefulness, work on that. Work on being grateful. Grateful the things that you already have in your life right now. If you have your health, you have that. If you live in the richest, freest country ever to be known in mankind's history, you have that. If you have food, you bless your food, like Louise Hay would say. You bless the building that you're in right now. You bless the cameras that are operating right now. You bless the cable networks that's putting that out there, and so forth. You bless everything. You become grateful. If you need the infinite ocean of will, of persistence, of strength, health and wellness and healing, peace, patience, whatever it is, adapt that infinite ocean in any way that you want. So you need to practice this. And I realize as a beginner meditator and a long-term self-talk person, studying these things for 30 years, just wanting my life to be better and just to become a better person, I realize it's just like athletics. The only way to get good is to practice and practice and practice some more. And when you get good at it, if you want to be better, you continue your practice to stay well and to actually increase those skills as time goes along. That's my intention here with meditation. That's my intention here with the infinite ocean. If you want more information about this, if you found this interesting, go to my YouTube page, check out other videos that I have. On my website, I'm going to put on there my supercomputer programming sheet, which gives us all kinds of resources and authors that you can check out to give you more information, to more practice in your infinite ocean. I'm Dr. Scott Fuller. Join me again.